this should be live. This should be live. I'm just going to move this box out the way. Right. There we go. Right. So, this stream should now be live. Hello, no name. Welcome to the stream. Welcome everybody to the stream. My name's Calamity of Joe, everybody. Welcome to this YouTube live stream. We are on the Survivor Lexi world today. I think we'd build something. I figured that we'd build something. So, I think it would be a great idea. Well, I think it would be a great idea to build something today. So, welcome to the stream, everybody. So, just trying to check the stream settings. Yo, welcome to the stream. Welcome, no name. Welcome to the stream. Sorry guys, my screen's just playing up. There we go. Welcome to the stream, everybody. It's a slightly later stream, so there might not be as many people on it today. But first of all, we are going to go and get some XP levels. We're going to go and get some XP levels from the mob farm. But then I've got an idea, something that I'd love to build. By the way, why are you streaming when I'm trying to sleep? Because it's only 9 o'clock at night. It's only 9 o'clock at night, and well, no, it's only 8 o'clock at night. Yeah, but that's exactly true. Not for me. Yeah. I can. That's the thing. I can stream when I want to stream, and if it's like late at night for someone from somewhere else, that isn't entirely my fault. I decided to stream later today because I've been busy. That's why. Should be a chest here. I'm just gonna put that boat in there. Why? Actually, bollocks. I made a mistake then. I wanted to go to the mob spawner, but I stopped. Right. Hi, I'm new. Hello, Jake. Welcome to the stream. I didn't say it's your fault. I didn't say it was your fault. I didn't say that, no name. You asked me why was I trying to stream when you're trying to sleep. And I said, well, it's not time to sleep for everyone. I said it, and that I have had that before though. I have had people moan that about the times I've streamed. Old Minecraft, yes, old Minecraft. So now I'm the idiot. No one said you were an idiot. Doing this, we're going to get some XP. We're going to get some XP levels. I have had that before, though. I have had people moan about the times I've streamed. Which, it is true, though. It is only 8 o'clock at night for me. Well, almost 9 o'clock. It'll be 9 o'clock in the next 30 seconds. I wasn't going to stream. I was going to watch some of the World Cup games today, but I have no interest in watching some of these World Cup games that are on right now. I might watch Canada's game a little later, but I don't have any interest in watching some of these games. I've picked up a load of XP stuff, so I'm trying, if you just joined, I'm trying to get some XP levels. And then we're going to build, because it's the World Cup, because it's the 2026 World Cup, I thought we'd build something to do with the World Cuppy. Perhaps we'll build a gold cup or something like that. Or we'll build the England garden. Oh, come on, spider. Yeah. So I'm just going to quickly check some notifications. Actually, I'm going to copy the link in the stream a minute. There we go. Anyway, since I'm not up, I'm just going to buy. I'm just going to buy Cuphead right now, real quick, and make a Cuphead stream tomorrow. Oh, cool. Welcome to the stream. I can see there's 11 of you. Welcome to the stream. 13 of you now. We're just getting some XP levels from this mob spawner. We're actually on Legacy Console Edition, which is the old 4J Studios version of Minecraft. We're just on it a second. We're just trying to get some XP levels from this mob spawner. We have to go in the machine sometimes, due to the fact that this mob spawner sometimes clogs up. And we're gonna get some XP levels, and then we're gonna build something. The World Cup's on right now, and my team played last night. My country played last night, so I'm thinking about perhaps we build my national flag. We make a flag garden or something like that. I think it would be cool. So we're just gonna do that. We're gonna try and get to 20 XP levels first, though. We might need to go get some more food. I think we'll get to 20 off this. Oh, we didn't. We were close though. We were very, very close. Right. So. Why did I get an ad in the middle of the stream? Because if you're monetized, YouTube puts ads on streams like they do YouTube videos. It's because I'm monetized, so YouTube puts ads on streams. YouTube's put ads on my streams since last June. Then I'll get an ad blocker. I mean, I don't know if they work. The ads are useful, though. The ads are how I make money, guys. The ads are how I make money off my YouTube channel. So the ads, when an ad plays, if you skip the ad, the more ads you watch, the more YouTube... I don't even skip ads anymore. I don't skip ads anymore because I found out that if you skip the ad, the YouTuber you're watching doesn't actually get anything from the ad. I reckon that's wrong myself. I reckon that's partial. I reckon that's wrong. They should at least get something from the ad. What am I here to do a second? I want to quickly put some like I don't even know if ad blockers work anymore. They might do, I don't know. Where's the one which has string in it? Ah, the one that has arrows. Actually, we'll keep some of the arrows, saying that. We'll keep some of the arrows. I'm going to put gunpowder in this one. Because we've got a full chest of gunpowder right now. I'm going to go upstairs now into this chest. Because there's stuff here that I can do. Okay, what can we get from here? More string. And then just crap that's basically been gathered. String in there. Wonderful. Right. When I asked you to say 2 random words, yes, I do remember that. I can't remember what I said. I can't remember the 2 random words I said, but I do remember that. I need concrete powder. I need concrete powder, guys, but I want some... I don't know what type of blocks I want right now. Tell you what, I'm going to want some stone bricks. So I'm going to take this stone from here, and I'm going to turn it into stone bricks. I suppose, why not? Fair enough. I would like... What I would like to do is grab some flowers. Tell you what, let's go get some cobblestone a second, and then we can worry about everything else in a second. So all will be... Oh my god, sorry guys, there's something in my eye. There's 4 bits of stone here which we can take. Is there any cobblestone in here by any chance? And I would like to watch your stream and do SA at the same time. What do we need? What do we need? What do we need? Nothing. I haven't got anything available from that chest. So that's a dirt chest. That's the dirt room. Need the cobblestone room. Do we have any of this? Yes, we do. We have 18. We have 18. We're going to need more than that. So I'm going to go to the crafting table. And hopefully we can make some more of this. And I think that should be fine. Have we got any torches on me? We do not. But we can worry about that. But it's currently night time, so it's currently daytime, so we can worry about that bit when it gets to that. But actually, saying that, we could use glowstone. How much glowstone do we have? I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this amount. My laptop's about to go flat, so I'm just going to plug my laptop charger in. Right, so we've now got to go and find a spot where we can build, and it has turned to nighttime. So I'm going to go instead. I don't know where we're going to build this yet. We've got to go and find a spot. But I'm going to head up the top here. Because there's a little bed up here. Wow. There's a little bed, but we have to get rid of this guy first. Don't worry. I'm used to the bedrock controls. Yeah. But that's the thing is, though, the difference there is, you know, Legacy Console Edition, for example, existed before the Bedrock. So if you were playing Minecraft before then, it would be the other way around. So the only reason that you hate it is because Bedrock you're used to Bedrock, because the Legacy version, the Bedrock version, is much more common to you than the Legacy was, because I would imagine that the first time you played Minecraft, it would have been the Bedrock edition. It's the same as it's the other way around for other people. I haven't got a very good shovel, so I don't know where I'm going to put this, but I want it somewhere though. There is a mod that turns bedrock. That's not bedrock, that's Java. That's Java, not bedrock. I want somewhere that where I can build this. I want a place where I can build a little garden. Hello, Remond, welcome to this stream. I've probably just I just butchered your name then. My eyes are playing tricks on me today. We're just trying to find a spot where I can build something. What do I want to build? Only T launcher. Yeah, Java's the only place where it makes it look like Bedrock. And that's not really the controls, though. That's not the controls. It's just the textures. We're planning to build the football World Cup's on right now. So I thought it would be cool if we could build a little garden somewhere. I thought it'd be cool if we built a little garden around here somewhere with the England flag in it. Because I am English and I am supporting my team in the World Cup, guys. So I think it'd be nice if we could build a little garden somewhere. But the question is where to build it. The question is, guys, is where do we build this garden? Can you build a Hungarian flag? I don't really want to do that, though. I don't really want to do that. I'm going to build some flags, but I'm not going to do that today. But I'm also only doing it no name because England are in the World Cup. I would try and do some countries that are in the World Cup, but unfortunately Hungary isn't. Hungary was one of the teams, guys, that unfortunately didn't make the World Cup this year. Where is my... I thought we had some torches in here, which we don't. If this was flat up here, we could build it up here. I mean, we might build some World Cup flags, but I just want to do England right now. Got another ad. I said I'm probably not going to do that. I'm only doing this one because it's currently the World Cup. And I'm supporting my country in the World Cup. That's why I decided to do this, which is why we're just trying to find a spot where we could do it. At the moment, I just can't find anywhere. This is a problem, guys. This is actually a problem if you've had a Minecraft war for so long. You suddenly start to lose places to build. And I know some people go, but you can just like build a new world, just build it in the sky. But I want to build a garden though. I want to build a garden around it. So building it in the sky, building it in a place that you can't really reach, doesn't really fit. I would build it here. I would build it here. Just ladders. I don't know. I would build it there, but unfortunately it's just a tad small. Oh, ah. I do apologise, guys. Sorry, there's something in my eye. Right. Yeah. Right. I just need to find somewhere where I can build this. I don't really want to build it in the farm area though, but it's like... Anyways, next week it's summer break. Wow. Hello Jake, hello Queso. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. I've probably butchered your name, Queso. I'm so sorry. My eyes are really stinging at the moment, guys. My hay fever's... You were good. Thank you so much. We're just trying to find a place to build... Just say cheese. I am so sorry. My eyes are playing tricks on me today. Besides the minigame you did last time, what else have you done? Oh, I gotta be honest, not really a lot, because we've been focusing on building a creative city. But we built this. We've built some houses elsewhere in the world. We've not really been on here in a little bit. We've not been on here in a couple of in a week or two, because we started building a creative city. We started building a creative city because I haven't built a city in Minecraft in ages. So I wanted to challenge, build a diamond pixel. Have done that before. We could do some pixel art. In fact, we do have some pixel art. That's something we've built actually, Cheese. That is actually something that we have built since we built we built a stormtrooper pixel art to celebrate Star Wars Day. Tell you what, guys, we'll build it up here. Hold on, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nah, we won't go 9. We'll go this far. Boom, 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 boom. Pixel art. Yeah. Well, the Football World Cup's on. The Football World Cup is currently on. So I'm going to build I wanted to build a little garden. I just think it'll be a cool build to build. So I'm just going to put this, I'm going to put this hill just a little bit further back. There we go. We can break that. England's too far gone, isn't it? What? What do you mean England's too far gone? I'm a bit confused. In the World Cup? No, England played really well. England hasn't really got a tough game. England's got some good games coming up. So we did 3 on this side. 3. Okay, that's good. No, there's no build hacks. This is Legacy Console Edition. There's no hacks. There's also no anything like that. There's no mods or anything on Legacy Console. So, also, to build this, you don't really need build hacks. All you need is some blocks, some flowers, and some dirt, which... But I am going to put some glowstone around here to build this. What is a goal to do in Minecraft? Whatever you want your goal to be. Yeah, England's not too far gone. I actually think England's going to win the World Cup this year. After watching the first... I totally missed the... The World Cup's only just started, Cheese. The World Cup... England's only just played their first match. England's only just played their first match in the World Cup. They beat Croatia 4-2. We used to be top notch. I actually think I think we're better this year. The problem in previous years, we did great in all the qualifying rounds. In previous years, we did great in all the qualifying rounds, but then when it came to like the semi-final or the final, England's manager Gareth Southgate always used to be tactically inept. The problem with England and the Gareth Southgate was he always used to set up wrong for finals. In England's 2018 semi-final, they were the better team, but they set up wrong for the final. The 2020 Euros, they should have beat Italy. They went 1-0 up only for England sat back. The problem with England was it's never really been that. It was always that the manager always got it wrong. I actually think England's going to be better this year. They've got a manager that wants England. They've got a manager that is a good manager that wants England to obviously score more. My only problem with Gareth Southgate as England manager was the fact, yeah, maybe the manager's done some bad stuff. The only thing I think he got wrong was taking Jordan Henderson. The only thing I think he got wrong was taking Jordan Henderson to the World Cup. Phil Foden was shit. Phil Foden was shit for Man City all season and probably didn't deserve to go. Cole Palmer, it was a bit hit and miss. I would have took him personally. But he didn't actually have a brilliant season. He didn't have that good a season with Chelsea. The only person I think should have gone that didn't go was James Garner. I think James Garner should have gone. I think everybody else, what he did, which I was really impressed with, is what he did that I was impressed with was Thomas Tuchel took players that were in form. Just because you did well at previous tournaments shouldn't guarantee you a spot in the next World Cup. If you get what I mean. I don't think there's certain players, yeah, they've been great for us. But I still would have taken Cole. I would have took him, but he didn't have an absolutely great season. But I would have took James Garner. I would have took James Garner because James Garner for Everton. I mean, I'm an Everton fan. I will admit I'm an Everton fan, but I think James Garner had a really good season. He was the most defensive blocks. And this is the part where I get banned. Why would I ban you for that? Um, they've been great in tourneys, but that doesn't really say if they'll qualify. Well, England should get out of the group. England should get out of the group. Panama have only been to 2 World Cups. They really should get out of this group. In fact, James Garner would have been brilliant because he's a very good attacking player. James Garner is a very, very good attacking player, but also is a very good He's a very good defensive player. His crossing is most of his crossing is unbelievable. I think he should have gone, but everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and it is hard. You sound British. Yeah, I am British. I think I'll leave and watch this. Okay, goodbye. Right. Oh, hold on. Was that red concrete? No, that's red wall. I don't have enough red concrete, so I'm going to take this. You sound British. I am. I am very much British. But they didn't take him. Yeah. But that's the thing though, Cheese. You can only take a certain amount of players. You take who you think will be the best player to play forward. The problem with Cole Palmer and Phil Foden is that they're both best in the same position. I'm British too. Cool. Welcome. The problem with Cole Palmer and Phil Foden is that they're both really good in the same position, and you could only have one of them in the team. They tried to play both of them at the same time, and that was just disastrous. But I personally wouldn't have took Phil Foden because I think Phil Foden's crap. I think he's always been crap for England. That's not me being blunt, guys, but it's my opinion. But every time he played for England, I think Anthony Gordon is better on the left than Phil Foden for England. But yeah, I think Thomas Tuchel will get it right. He's a really good manager. And plus, the problem with Gareth Southgate as manager was that he didn't take players who were in form. He took players that he'd played with a long time. Jack Grealish. During the 2020 games, Jack Grealish couldn't get a look in the English squad. And Southgate was saying, well, we needed to go with speed. So he didn't play one of the faster players. He didn't play one of the fastest players on the pitch. Oh. Why is it disconnected for? But what I don't think we're winning. I saw Germany's astonishing performance, got scared. That's not actually true, Cheese. Germany played shit. Germany won 7-1, yes. But who were they playing? They were playing the weakest team in the competition. They were playing who were they playing? They were playing Caraco, Caraco at some points during that match, Caraco actually played really well and tore through that German defense. But the problem is Caraco didn't have the players to. Yeah, Caraco didn't have the players with a quality that could capitalize on those mistakes. After watching that game, Germany didn't play well. It was just that their players were much better than Caraco's players. But they didn't actually play well. Man's pronunciation's got me. It's hard. It's my accent. Yeah, it's not. They didn't play well. It's the same with France. I actually thought Senegal played better. and I just thought they were. I thought France got lucky that they had Mbappe that can just grab a goal from anywhere. I thought they were more lucky than anything that Mbappe is just that type of player that can do nothing and then suddenly pop up 2 goals. And it's not Caraco. No, it's like Curacao or something like that. But I've got a really thick Southwest accent, so my pronunciations are going to be a bit off. There's people in my own country that can't understand me. Yeah, it's like Curacao, but it's if you actually look at the spelling, it's pronounced like. If you look at the spelling, it's like this. It is spelt as Caraco, whatever. Carousel. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, that's southeast, I think. Yeah, it just happens to be my accent's really thick, so my pronunciations are skewed. I mean, London is a bit different. London's a bit different. If you hear someone speak from the UK, they naturally think you're from London. But yeah, looking at those teams, I didn't think the Netherlands were very good. Out of all those teams, out of all the teams there, I think the three teams at this World Cup that actually look like they could win it, I believe are England, France, and Argentina. I think those 3 teams. I thought Spain. I think Spain are nowhere near it. I don't think Germany are anywhere near it, and I don't think Portugal are anywhere near it. After Portugal and Spain's performances against Congo and Cape Verde, I don't think they're anywhere near it. I think France. It'd be interesting to see what France do, because I didn't think France were very good against Senegal. I actually think that Senegal were the better team and were just unlucky that they had a goal ruled out and then couldn't get. And then obviously, I think they got hard done by France's second goal. Who scored? Who scored for France? It was Doué, wasn't it? I know Mbappe scored 2. Who scored? No, Bradley Barcola. I thought Bradley Barcola's goal was just really unlucky because everybody pushed forward because Senegal were trying to get an equaliser, and then they just caught them on the counter because they'd pushed forward. I think we'll try and get some flowers now, I think. And I might get some saplings as well. Tell you what, we'll take all of these. But yeah, after watching England play yesterday, I thought England played really well. I think England are the closest to. I think England, France, and Argentina look the teams that are more likely to win it. I think the only problem that England's got at the moment is a lot of English fans don't like the fact that we've got a German managing the English national team. But personally, I don't really care about that. Brazil, I thought played shit against Morocco. I didn't think Brazil were very good. Colombia, I don't know. Colombia are a good team, but then are they capable of winning it? You know, Colombia have some good players, but are they fully capable of winning the World Cup? I can't see it, to be honest. They're a good team though. I just don't see it. But you know, I could be wrong, but I I can't see it. Hello, .vr. Welcome. It feels like 118. It felt like 120. It's not even July yet. 120. What is 120? That's like... 48 Celsius. It's 98. Oh, it feels like 118. I got a 3D print for my birthday. Bloody hell. That must have been expensive. I need some food a second. 98 or 99. Yeah. That's about 38. That's about 30 something degrees. But 118, that's like 48 degrees. Around here in Florida, it's like 40 degrees. What is 98? 98C. 98 Celsius. Yeah, that's about 98 Celsius is 200 Fahrenheit. No, I want 98. I want 98 F in Celsius. 36 degrees. Is this the Legacy Console Edition? It is. It was £275. Fair play. Yeah, 98 degrees. I can deal with 98 degrees. The joke. I can deal with 98 Fahrenheit. The jokes XD. But 120 Fahrenheit. That would be like 48 degrees. You know, that would be horrid. That would be horrid. How time flies too. Yeah, I've been playing this Minecraft world, Lucas Hogan, for 10 years. I created this world 9 years, 9 days. I created this world 9 years, 9 months ago. This world will be 10 years old. This world will be 10 years old in 2 months and 4 days. In the UK, the Joke 60, we don't really have aircons. Only 3% of houses in the UK have aircon. I mean, I have a fan on my desk, which it was warm today. It was warm today. It's been about 25 Celsius all day, maybe 30 earlier on. But 48, 120 F is like 48 degrees. Like I would be dead, guys. That's the only thing I don't like about creating these like tree gardens, is when you try and make them, just, you know, the trees just go whatever way they want. They grow whatever way they want, so then they don't look natural. There we go. Let's just put these two together. I am going to quickly tell you what. I've only got 6 bone meal things left, so I'm having to hope that one grows. Oh. Right. Yeah, I'd be at 48 degrees Fahrenheit. I'd be at 48 degrees Celsius. I would be dead. It would be too hot. Is that considered very hot? I mean, the hottest the UK's ever been is 8 degrees lower than that. The hottest the UK's ever been on record was 40. Was about 40.3. And I will tell you, roads started to melt. I will tell you guys that the last time the UK was 40 degrees, the roads started to melt. Train lines had to stop in the UK because the tracks expand. Metal expands in the warm. In warm weather, metal expands. So basically, train tracks expanded, so they had to stop all trains in the UK because a lot of trains in the UK, sorry, because of the temperature doing that. Because of this happening, we can see those trees now over there. Put eggs on a pan on steel. Oh yeah, I'll tell you one thing though. A few years ago, I stepped out into the garden. It was about 38 degrees. I stepped out into the garden. It was that hot that the patio slabs had heated up, and patio slabs literally burnt your feet. So I stepped out into the garden. I didn't have any shoes on or anything like that, or like I didn't have any socks on. I think I was gonna get in the pool, or so I was gonna get in like the small like inflatable pool or something like that. Well, the swimming pool. I was gonna get in that, and stepped outside, and basically, guys, my feet could feel the heat due to the fact that it was so hot. I love how we just got that random tree there that's just grown ridiculous. Yeah, it got so hot. Literally like burning coals, 100% like burning coals. Ladies and gentlemen, the England garden. Oh, can't move. What do we think? Yeah, literally 100% like burning coals. It was horrid. I gotta say, it's a horrid experience. It's also worse if you're fat. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you're a bigger person, which I am, if you're a bigger person, if you're like fat, you feel the heat more in the summer because your body, your fat acts as insulation. So basically, it retains the heat. But that's really good in winter. It also acts as something to keep you warm. But in the summer, it makes it horrid. I think I like this. This is going to be called the England FC Garden. There we go. Perfect. But yeah, the weather's nice. It's actually really warm here right now, guys. Where I'm from, it's really nice and warm. Have any of you got sunburn yet? Has anyone got sunburn yet? Because I have. I had really bad sunburn the other day. Hello, Pixel King. Welcome to the stream. Let's go kill the spider here. Hello, spider. It's a fucking skeleton, you spanner. Not yet. Go into the... If you're going to the beach, definitely. I went to an event Sunday, sorry, and I put sun cream on like you should do. And then I didn't do the back, I didn't do the back of my calves. And when I got home, my calves were red like a tomato. Hello, London. Welcome to the stream. How's your day? Mine's great. How are you? Welcome to the stream. How's yours? Guys, we just built the England garden. I've just built a garden for England. Unfortunately, I put some trees around it, but one tree decided to grow taller than all the others. I'm good. That's good to hear. Welcome to the stream. Game. YouTube does this. How are you? And it's changed it to game. YouTube's translation system now is weird. It translated yo to something earlier on. I'm like, YouTube, you don't have to auto translate shit. Well, not all the time. I'm good. That's good to hear. Welcome to the stream. I don't know how long this stream's gonna last, guys, but we're gonna stream for like another hour or more. I didn't even want to go outside right now. I mean, you just said it's it feels like 120 Fahrenheit. Like, that's like that. The hottest I've ever experienced is 40 Celsius. The hottest I've ever experienced is 40 Celsius. What you're saying it is where you're from. That's like 48. I think once. I think once I build my new PC, I'll start collecting old graphics cards and making video benchmarks on them. What's a benchmark? Am I confused on what you're calling a benchmark? To me, a benchmark is something that you stick on a bench. Hello, Glowbeans. But that might be a language barrier, guys. But to me, a benchmark is a mark you put on a bench. Is that not the same thing? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. If you say a benchmark to someone in the UK, it sort of can be it can also be a mark you put on a bench, which is interesting. I'm just gonna close. Are you playing Terraria? No, I'm playing Minecraft. I know you're joking, but I have Discord notifications. I have one from Decepted. Try making this in Minecraft, and he's just sent me a skyscraper from Prague. I shall call. I've just changed. I just sent Decepted a message back, and I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call that building the Octopus. Oh, cool. This looks like Minecraft 2. I think it is. I might make my first video on the GTX 970. Cool. I'm just going to quickly turn the light on, guys. It's getting dark here because it's literally 11 to 10 at night. Why are you playing Minecraft all the time? Because Minecraft's what made my channel popular. You know, when I used to try and do other games like Lego video games, like some of you guys wouldn't watch them. Well, none of you guys would have watched it actually, because this is back like 2017 time. But people didn't really watch them. It was Minecraft that got me popular. But a lot of the Lego stop motion stuff that I would upload, not many people watched it, but it was Minecraft that people wanted to watch. Just gonna turn the light on. But then also, I like your video games. My childhood. I grew up with every single Go game. Hello, MTEX. Welcome back. Everybody would be aliens or something. Aliens. Oh, that reminds me. I really want to watch Steven Spielberg's new film, Disclosure Day. I love Steven Spielberg. He never really goes wrong with a film. Best one for me though, I really love E.T.'s a great film, but I really love Indiana Jones. I love Indiana Jones. What is Landon on about? Landon uses speech to text, Globeans. So sometimes it doesn't pick up what he's trying to say, and it automatically it basically distorts what he's trying to say because he uses speech to text. It mumbles what he's trying to say into text, and it doesn't always sound right. So childhood, he's trying to say childhood. Do you have a word I could join? Not on this, not at the moment. I don't, because this is legacy console. We make my Minecraft world free every Sunday. I didn't last Sunday because I was busy, guys, which is why I didn't stream earlier on. But it depends which one, because Legacy wasn't crossplay. Oh, I got cramp. I got cramp in my foot. Sorry, my arm, I mean. Yeah. But it's like, what was I saying? Yeah, I apologize. You're my favorite. You're my favorite YouTuber. Yes, I know. I haven't played it yet. I wanted to buy it to stream for you guys, but unfortunately, they decided to bring it out on every other console bar the Switch. It doesn't come out. It's not coming out. That game's not going to be out for another 3 months on the Switch. So by the time it comes out, by the time Legacy of the Dark Knight comes out, it would have been out for 4 months on everything else, which is I think is wrong. I only see one person join on Yosuwood, and it's so rare. Yeah, it's because there's not many people playing it, but also I'm quite selective. Because I will show you guys something. I got a, I have got a, I haven't got it anymore. I have the Nintendo Switch edition. I could let you join sometime. What's the big long cactus doing there? I don't know. I was bored. We've also got one long sugar cane as well because I was bored and just wanted to build something. Do you have the realm moment right now? I don't have it open right now, Pizza King. I don't have it open right now. It will be open Sunday. I should have done it last Sunday, but I was out with my family. I was out with my mum and sister at a like carnival, so I wasn't. Well, okay. I can make it free for legacy players to play who play Switch sometime. I have been considering doing something like that, but I can do that sometime. If anyone does have the Switch edition, can you make it free for Xbox? Not for Xbox edition. Make the stream subscriber only. That's what I'm considering because the last time I kept getting pissed off by people following me around and not really doing anything. I really liked the idea that some of you guys can come on here and build some stuff. Can you friend me on Switch? I can't do that at the moment because I am streaming. I don't want to leak anyone's codes on streams. Okay, I think I'll do that afterwards. I'm back. Welcome back. But yeah, I can't do that, Landon, because this is Legacy. But I can't do that because this is Legacy and this is a different version. But we are making it free to play at the weekend. I'm sorry, Globeans, I can't do that. What happened when I was gone? Nothing much. We built a garden over there for an England flag because I wanted to build one because I was really happy last night when England won in the World Cup. So I didn't cry at the TV, but I did scream when England scored. And then I swore at the TV when the other team scored. I actually think England will win it this year. I 100% think England are going to win the World Cup this year. And guys, if England do win the World Cup, I will probably cry on stream. Because I've been waiting my whole life to watch England win the World Cup. England last won the World Cup in 1966. So I'm hoping England win the World Cup. I believe, and in fact, this year I believe England will win the World Cup. But I could be wrong. You never know. But if they did, I would probably. Can you make it free? Well, I'm making the round free on Sunday to play. But I'm not doing it now, guys. It'll be free on Sunday to play. But I will have to update the copy. Because somebody griefed half the builds on there. So what I'll do is I'll port a copy over, and it'll probably be this one here. It'll probably have a couple of new builds because I've got a couple of build ideas that I want to film for tomorrow. I've got some content. I want to start filming some content. I have got a FIFA video to edit. I've got a 2-hour 30 gigabyte video to edit. I've delayed it because I've just been busy writing and streaming. Ooh, is this one of the old hill terrain? In fact, guys, I will in 2 months' time. In 2 months' time, when this world turns, can you add me on Discord? I don't add people, I'm afraid. Why am I being so in ACAT? Does it make it free for what? I don't understand what you've put, Landon. That's disgusting, glue beans, and also I don't have one of those. And I wouldn't, because that's not me. And even if I did, there wouldn't be anyone watching it. I've got some dirt. Red concrete. We could have used that earlier on. I'm going to upgrade. Cool. I'm probably going to have to buy a new... Oh, God. Just make it free for PC. Why are you making it so hard? Just make it free. I really don't understand what you're on about, Landon. I said it'd be free on Sunday for Bedrock players to play. Okay. It's a later stream tonight, guys, because I've been busy. I've spent most of my day doing manual labour and cutting the hedge. So I am tired today. But if you've never cut a hedge before, who has Wii U edition? I do have a Wii U edition. I've had the Wii U edition since it came out. I bought it on my birthday in 2015. It had only been out like a couple of days at that point. I got it in 2015. I got it for my 13th birthday, which makes me feel really old because that's 11 years ago. Well, almost 11 years ago. 2015. Yeah, the Wii U edition came out on December 20th, 2015. The best year ever. 2015 was a good year. 2016, 17, 18 were good years. 2019 was a shit year, in my opinion. I enjoyed 2017, 2018. Me and Decepted used to just film shit. in 2018 we filmed a punch up. We filmed a fake punch up, and I get battered. I don't know if the video's still up, but it was called Calamity of Joe Beatdown, and Calamity of Joe just gets his ass handed to him. It was it was all scripted. It was a laugh. We wanted to create our own WWE thing, so basically Decepted basically kills me. I don't know if it's still up online, but it was pretty funny to film. I enjoyed filming it. It was funny. In Beatdown 3, I hit him with a Christmas tree. Hello, Pickles. Welcome to the stream. I'm gonna sneeze, guys. Yeah, in Beatdown 3, I hit him with a Christmas tree. $2,000. Yeah, 2000. Yeah, 2000. Yeah, I hit Decepted once with a Christmas tree for a short film, guys. I hit him with a Christmas tree. He threw a lemonade bottle at my head. I don't drink lemonade, he did, but he threw a lemonade bottle at my head, and I caught it with one hand. It was great. I love shooting these short films. I grew up with the beginning and the peak of Angry Birds. Ironically, Everton were once sponsored by Angry Birds, so I've got a football kit. I've generally got a football shirt that says Angry Birds down the side on the sleeve because Angry Birds used to sponsor Everton. That's generally true. Angry Birds generally used to sponsor Everton, so when I've got a football kit from when I was about 11, and it says Angry Birds down the side. I like Nintendo 64. Never had that. Never played the Nintendo 64. I played the DS, I played the DS Lite, the DSi, the 3DS. You okay? Everything's okay. I hope you know heart or rain or anything when you're not got any headaches that per you do that. I hope everything's okay. Yeah. But yeah, Angry Birds generally used to sponsor Everton in like 2014-15. I've got an Everton shirt. I can't fit it on anymore because I'm about £200 heavier. Joking, not £200, but that's ridiculous. But generally, I've got an Everton shirt from 2013 that it still fit me when I was about 16. But I got an Everton kit from when I was like 11, and it says Angry Birds down the side because Angry Birds sponsored Everton back in that time period. Let me find a picture of it. Oh, here we go. I'll put it in. This was the announcement video by Angry Birds. This was back in 8 years ago. This was back in 2017. I'll put it in the general chat of my Discord server. Yeah, this was 2017. This was the announcement video from Angry Birds, and they have the Angry Bird character. The DSi weren't too bad. One of the worst consoles where you have. Bruh, while we're talking about consoles, Joey's on another subject. No, you just missed the context. We were talking about consoles, and then Pixel King mentioned. I said about the Wii U. I said about Minecraft Wii U Edition, no name, being from 2015, and Pixel King mentioned Angry Birds, and then it popped into my head about how Angry Birds used to sponsor Everton, so I mentioned that. So yeah, Angry Birds sponsored Everton for years. Decepted has just messaged me. Oh, I can't even say what he's just put. That's disgusting. Anyone like GameCube? Never played the GameCube. I know you can connect a GameCube controller to the Wii U, to the Wii. I'm not old enough to remember the GameCube though. I'm not old enough to remember the GameCube. The GameCube came out a little bit before I was born. But they treated it like an artifact. That often happens though. A lot of people see the Wii U as like an artifact now, and it's like, I loved that console. I loved the Nintendo Wii. In fact, I've just ordered a game that I want to stream for you guys. A few weeks for my celebration of 8K subscribers, we played Wii Sports Resort. I wanted to play Wii Sports, but I couldn't get the game to work and my game had broke, so I've reordered it and I'm going to stream it for you guys. My first video game, Selfie X60. Do you mean the Xbox 360? Because you're using speech to text, it's jumbling up everything that you're saying, and because of your accent and your voice, it's not picking up what you're saying. Yeah, the Selfie XF60. I like that. That's a great name for a console. The XF dash 60. That's a great name for a console. Congratulations. What was my first console? My first console was the Nintendo Wii in 2006. Nintendo Wii, and then I got the Nintendo DS the following year because I bought Star Wars. Star Wars: The Complete Saga was the first game I ever bought myself. My second video game console was the Xbox One. Yeah. My first console was the Wii, then it was the DS, and then I got the 3DS. The DSi was I didn't own the DSi, but I played a DSi because if I played a video game with a family member, they had a DSi. And then obviously after the 3DS, I got the Wii U, which the Wii U is one I always wanted. No, I wanted an Xbox, but I had to set off the Wii U because we couldn't afford it. I have the Switch 2 as well. I do have the Switch 2. That's what I'm playing right now. How? It's probably because they bought it. I did want an Xbox, but then I couldn't afford it, so I had to settle for the Wii U, which was cheaper. And that's me being honest, yeah. When I was younger, I couldn't afford it. But yeah. The second game was Grand Theft Auto 5. Bloody hell. GTA 5. I swear that's surprising because I swear that game's like 18 rated, Landon. I swear that game's like 18. I swear it's like an 18 rated game. What are you gonna break your phone for? I'm gonna let you know. Guitar Hero. I did play Guitar Hero. In fact, I got rid of all that shit, but I've still got the Plex. You got the game around Christmas time. Yeah, I got the Wii U for Christmas. I got the Wii U for Christmas 2015, but basically I really wanted an Xbox. but I couldn't afford it. I got 5 guitar controllers. Yeah, I got rid of the game because I wasn't very good at it, but I lost the plex. So the actual plex that you would stroke the guitar with, I kept it and used it on a genuine guitar. I kept it on used it on a genuine. I used to have a guitar. I don't have a guitar anymore. Basically, my mum basically gave it away. My mum gave it away and gave me something better called a ukulele. Which a ukulele is basically a small guitar. So basically, she got rid of my guitar. And then gave me a ukulele instead. Oh, I got something better, and it was just she didn't like that it was too big. She thought it was too big. Which obviously the ukuleles are very small. But obviously now that I'm older, which obviously I don't have it anymore because it broke. But when I was younger, it was like, oh, fine. But then when I got older, it was like my hands are now too big for the ukulele. Yeah. Those games are fun. My first time I went buying with video games. How did you even buy GTA, Landon? How could you even buy GTA? Because I swear you're like 15, 16. How are you even able to buy it? Because I swear you can't. I swear if you buy a game that's like 18 rated, I swear you can't buy it if you're not 18. I don't, I'm afraid, M-Text. The PS2 is a little bit before my time. That is a little bit before my time. Ah. Oh, sorry, I burped. Yeah, how is everybody on the stream today? I don't know what I'm gonna build. I don't know what I'm doing now. I'm just walking around. I'm just walking around talking about video games. Video games. I will say that my favorite video game of all time is Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga. I played it on streams back last year, and I gotta say I loved it because it's such a fun game. But it's also the first game I ever bought myself. I bought it when I was 5 years old. That game is now that game will be 20 years old next year, which is making me feel really old. Bloody hell. I'll be a quarter of a century old next year. I'll be halfway to 50 next year, guys. How does that make you feel? It makes me feel old. I'll be halfway to 50. I'll be halfway to 50 next year. That's crazy. Don't worry, only another 75, only another 76 years till I'm 100. Joking. 77. One of my favourite games is 40 Winks PS1 Nintendo 64. Yeah. Anyway, right. It's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock now, Jesus. Guys, we will be streaming tomorrow. And also, the Premier League fixtures come out tomorrow, so I will find out who Everton are playing first game of the season. I've just got this bizarre feeling that it'd be a Merseyside derby. Wait, I don't know if that's ever happened and Everton's ever played Liverpool first game of the season. That'll be a... Nintendo 64 version released in 2019. Yeah, because the Nintendo 64 is 20 odd years old. Maybe 30 now. The Nintendo 64, I believe, came out... The Nintendo 64, I believe, came out in 94, I think. 96. Yeah, so it's 6 years older than I am. My favourite video game console, the Xbox One, the PS1, the PS3, and the PS1. I don't. My favourite video game console. I'm saying that. I loved the Switch. Hello, Tunic. Welcome to the stream. I loved the Switch, and I loved the Switch 2. But the Wii U, the Wii and Wii U are classic. They were just so different from everything else. And the Switch too. The last 3 Nintendo consoles have been very different. In fact, the Wii U the Wii U had Netflix on it, which back in them days, you know, Netflix wasn't popular. No one really knew what Netflix. I'm gonna go off the edge. Not many people knew what Netflix was back then. In fact, I don't think any of the other consoles had that at the time. TV shows on there.
TV channel things.
Obviously, Nintendo Switch doesn't have any of that, but I think it should. I think it should. Yeah. They were good consoles. Still building the city or no? Oh no, we are building the city. I'm just on my survival world today. Welcome to the stream. We're still building the Minecraft city. I just happened to pop on here for today because I felt like doing something different for a bit. Well, we can go back to the city. It'll give us something to do. This is going to be the wrong world, isn't it? Yeah. Wrong world. Cool. Welcome to the stream. Right, there we go. Ideas world. Creative city. Here we go. I was going to do a video today building a skyscraper, but I've just been so busy doing other stuff. Here, guys, we got Movie Buster. So I've put movies into this into here. Still a city. I've put movies into here, guys, and all these movies I put in are all great films, especially this one. This film, guys, if you've never watched it, it's a true story. During the Zulu Wars of 1870, During the Zulu Wars of 1879, 100 British soldiers successfully defended themselves from 4,000 Zulu warriors, and the film's about it. Zulu soldiers attacked a British outpost, basically a hospital place, and 100 British soldiers successfully defended. 100 British soldiers successfully defended themselves against 4,000, and the film's on it. Have you guys heard of Michael Caine? Have you guys heard of Michael Caine? Probably one of the most popular and famous actors of the last of recent decades. Yeah, Zulu. Where's Zulu? Zulu was his first film. No, Michael Caine. Nobody had heard of him before he did Zulu. Zulu's from 1964. Michael Caine. Nobody had heard of him at the time. That was his first ever film. In fact, this film here, Planet of the Apes, the 1968 version is amazing. So's the 2011 version, but the Planet of the Apes is one of the greatest films ever made. It's got the greatest ending to a film in history. If you've never watched it, I won't spoil it, but I will say that the ending is the greatest film ending of all time. Should I just explain how it ends? How it sort of ends? It was peak. Yeah, the 1968 Planet of the Apes. The ending is great. It's the best ending ever. For that whole film, he noticed the subtle differences between his world and the apes' world, and it's when he sees the Statue of Liberty in the sand, he knows he's been home the whole time and he's in the future. It's such a great ending, but it's also as well the line is amazing because he's a very anti-war person. His character's really anti-war. His character's very, very anti-war, and then he says right at the end of the film, he's hilarious. That was so cool. Yeah, he's slowly noticing similarities, and then seeing the Statue of Liberty is when he draws it all together. And I love the line when he smashes the sand. You maniacs! You blew it up! You blew it up! God damn you all to hell! You maniacs! You blew it up! God damn you all to hell! It's such a great film, but it's also based on truth. What he's talking about is back then it looked like the Soviet Union and the United States was going to blow each other up. It looked back in 1968. It looked like the Soviet Union and the United States was going to go to war and blow each other up, and probably the rest of the world up in with it. And then obviously when it came to doing the new version, the remake, the Soviet Union was no longer a threat because the Soviet Union didn't exist. So obviously doing the reboot, they changed it to a virus. But both versions are great films. Both reboots and original are really good, and in fact, I actually quite like the one Tim Burton did, his film. But also as well, like those films are great. Those films just are great. And also, have you watched all of them, Tunic? Because there's 5 of them that all come out. They brought out one every year for a few years. Have you watched all of those films? I watched like 2 of them. Because the whole point of those films is that during the during the third one, when they go back in time, when they accidentally go back in time, and they talk about they saw the planet blow up. The fourth and fifth one is about the whole point of the fifth one is that Caesar, having heard what his parents said and what happened, decides to, give humans equality. Because Caesar gave humans equality, he changes the future. Hello, Jenny. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? I'm doing great. How are you? Welcome to the stream. And because of that, guys, the whole point of the fifth one, the whole point of the fifth Planet of the Apes film is Caesar realizing to save the world from the future. Oh, I do apologize. I can probably get away with that one because it's not actually a spoiler, because it's not exactly that's not exactly mentioned. That's just my interpretation. Tell you what, guys, I will say there's a film I didn't add into that film shop, but there's a film I reckon you guys should all watch. It's called Children of Men. It's directed by Alfonso Cuarón. It's one of the greatest films ever made. Yeah, I do apologize if when I talk about film, guys, I studied film at uni, guys. So I could probably talk about film and film theory for hours. Children of Men, guys, is one of the greatest films of all time. There's a sequence in it that I believe it's the greatest film ever shot. I have Donkey Kong. I know, I saw your comment. I just didn't read it out, which I don't always read out every single comment. I'll be back in a second. Right, I'm back. Do you play GTA 5? I do not. I've never played GTA, guys. Talking about, but yeah, guys, I could talk about film for hours. Yeah, Children of Men. There's a scene in it where it's for 7 minutes. It's just one take. It's one shot. So the camera goes through a car, goes all the way around a car. So the camera spins around in a car and it catches everything from the front to the back. It's one of the greatest scenes ever shot. You can find it on YouTube. It's one of the greatest scenes ever shot. Yeah, it's one of the greatest scenes ever shot. It's set in the future, guys. It's set in the future. It's actually set next year. The film's actually set next year. It came out in 2006, but it's actually set next year. It's set in 2027. In 2009, everybody went infertile. So some of you guys might not even be born in this film. No, everyone, basically, people stopped becoming pregnant in 2009. So the last child, the world's youngest person is an 18-year-old. The world's youngest person is an 18-year-old because no one's been able to have kids in 18 years. This young kid basically became a celebrity. because basically. So in 2009, so they'd be 17. The kid from the film, he'd be like 17. And the whole film is about everyone's gone infertile. Because everyone's gone infertile, the United States has basically obliterated itself into a civil war. China and Russia have been at war with each other. Asia and Russia have been at war with each other. And all of the cities. The whole film is based in the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom is the only country left in the world. The United Kingdom is the only country left in the world, in the whole world. The United Kingdom government under King Charles III is the only government in the world that's country that still has a government. And because the United Kingdom's the only place that still has a government, you've got thousands of people trying to enter the UK. Does inside wars happen because of one country? Well, because you've got only one country remaining, everyone wants to go there. So you've got, like how you've got immigration in reality, immigration in this film is absolutely off the charts. You've got people in cages because the United Kingdom can't cope with like millions of people across the whole world trying to come to the UK. So there's even a line in the film called, there's even a line in Children of Men, and it's called "Housing Illegal Immigrants is a Crime," and it plays on a billboard. It's a great film. It's a really powerful film about what humanity will do to survive. Michael Caine is really good in it. Michael Caine's also in this. He's really, really good. And he's only in it for like 3 minutes. But the whole point is, because people can't have children, the United Kingdom knows that essentially society will collapse. Because they can't do that in the film because they can barely control their own borders. It's Great Britain's the United Kingdom's full power in this film is focused on stopping societal collapse. Which is why in the film they mention something about by 2070 basically humanity will be gone. By 2070 humanity will be gone. Because the youngest people who are like born 2009, they will be in their late 60s, early 70s. By 2070, most people will be gone. It's an amazing film. There's a lot of scenes in that film which are just one take. But yeah, the UK could just take all the land, but the problem is they can barely control their own borders because of people not being born. They can barely, with people dying as well, they can't get new recruits. It's not mentioned. It's just noticed that everyone went infertile and no babies were born. It's not mentioned. It's based off a book. There's nothing mentioned. It's one of the greatest films ever shot. It's 20 years old, guys. It's 20 years old, which ironically the book, the film is set in 2027, which is kind of weird because obviously Bedrock or Java, none of them. Legacy Console Edition. It's an amazing film. We could talk about great films for hours, though. One of my favourite films is a film called Wonder, which is a film that makes me cry every time I watch it. Yeah, one of my favourite films, guys, is a film called Wonder. And it makes me cry every time I watch it. Legacy Console Edition. What happens in that? It's about a child with deformities going to school for the first time. It's about a child with deformities going to the school for the first time. So obviously, kids are mean, aren't they? Kids are mean. They say whatever they say whatever comes to their head. But it's all about a child. It's all about perseverance. The film makes me cry. They did a sequel. They did a sequel which also acts as a prequel, and that also made me cry more. In fact, I cried at periodic points during the film, and then I cried for the last hour. There's also another film that made me cry, guys. And also, if I've cried in a film, if I've cried watching a film, it means it's a good film. If I cry watching a film, it means it's a very good film. Because I don't tend to cry during films. If I watch a film and there's a sad sequence, I can sit through some really sad shit and just not cry. What about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie? Not watched them. I'm not watched them, so it's sad. That's sad. It's not that it's sad. It is a sad film, but it's actually a really happy film. It makes you cry with joy as well. It makes you cry with joy as well. The film Whitebird, which is the sequel slash prequel of Wonder. Whitebird is a film that you basically cry at sadness, but you also cry at happiness. That one is about a Jewish girl who basically her school classmate hid her. Basically saved her life and hid her in his barn. It's a really, really beautiful film. It's actually beautifully shot. And actually, I'm actually crying thinking about it. It's a beautiful film. In fact, I loved it so much, and the cinematography is beautiful to the point that I bought it in 4K. If I like a film, guys, I buy it in 4K. But it's a beautiful film. It's beautifully shot. The lighting and camera work in some scenes is literally extravagant. It's basically like a visual lights display. It's amazing. Yeah, I could talk about films. Right? I haven't watched the Five Nights at Freddy's movies No Name because I'm not a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's. But Five Nights at Freddy's, the film is shit. It's meant to be a horror film. But it was the shittest horror film ever. Like, my sister's a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, and when she heard it was a horror film, she thought, "Oh shit, I won't be able to watch it." And then she watched it, and then it was the most unscary horror film ever. And it says 15 on it. That ain't 15, guys. But if we're talking about horror films, yeah, but then the whole game isn't really realistic. But I don't like video game adaptations. I don't really like film adaptations of video games because they often get it wrong. Like, I didn't like the Minecraft movie. I liked the actors. I just thought the video game was shit. Tell you what, I've just had an idea. Where'd you get banners from? I, I now need some dye and a crafting table. If we want to talk about horror films, what's everyone's favourite horror film? Was the Chicken Joy? But the thing I will say about the Minecraft movie, I pressed the wrong button. The problem with the Minecraft movie, in my opinion, was that the Minecraft movie, it didn't have enough. The storyline was just too slow. No, sorry, the storyline wasn't slow. I mean, what I actually mean, guys, is if you watch the Minecraft movie, the storyline was the storyline of the Minecraft movie was all over the place. It wasn't a good film. Like, I had an argument with someone on the stream about this because they didn't understand what film criticism is. So there's too much fillers for it. Well, it wasn't that there was too much fillers. You have fillers in films, but where it went wrong, where the Minecraft movie went wrong, in my opinion, was that the Minecraft movie had too much. They didn't have enough, in my opinion. There wasn't enough there. So I will say, it didn't have enough. I didn't think there was I didn't think that there was enough in the Minecraft movie. Oh shit. Seemed like a lot like it's me, but you're the professional. Yeah, I'm not a professional. The problem with the Minecraft movie, I think, was the dialogue was all over the place, but the storyline was very basic. In fact, if you go look at the Minecraft movie and watch it again, what's her name? Who played the two female characters, Danielle Brooks and Emma Myers? They might as well not have been in it. The two of them might not have been in it. They didn't, apart from getting the map and attacking a few zombies, they're absent from most of the film. They didn't really do much, which I think they got it wrong with Jason Momoa. As much as I love Jason Momoa, I think he should have died. I think he should have died on that bridge rather than him coming back. I think him coming on the back took away the emotional impact. His death acts as an emotion. I might do. I entered the competition last week. I entered the competition the other week, the one to build. Basically, if you kill a character off in a film and then that gets on with the main character, their death acts as an emotional impact for the main character to go on and win the day. Which is kind of like Phil Coulson in Avengers. Kind of like Phil Coulson in Avengers Infinity War. Sorry, in Avengers Endgame. You know, his death is what makes the Avengers basically put aside their differences to go and fight Loki. And his death works really well there. It acts as an emotional impact. But the emotional impact of the Minecraft movie, being Garrett's death, is taken away by the fact that he randomly turns up again and saves the kid. Which I think that was a cheeky option. I would rather have him died on that bridge. You know, he wasn't a good character, but he's just redeemed himself by saving this kid. And I think that's a much better ending. But you can respawn in Minecraft. That is true, actually. I didn't think of that. But can you respawn in the film? It's kind of like in Jumanji. If you die in Jumanji, you get 3 goes. If you die in Jumanji, though, you do die. It's interesting. Do you if you're a real if you're a Minecraft if you're a Minecraft Steve, do you respawn? Do you respawn? I don't know. That's the thing, though. They don't explain that. But yeah, I could talk about film for hours. Oh, talking of which, let's go back to the film. Let's go back to Movie Buster, which is my shop I've just made. I can show you some films. Doctor Who the movie. Yes, Doctor Who generally did a Doctor Who movie. Johnny English. Have you guys heard of Mr. Bean? Most likely, because he's everywhere. Johnny English is done by the same guy that did Mr. Bean. He plays Johnny English. So basically, in the 90s, Rowan Atkinson, who played Mr. Bean, did a comedy character, did an advertisements for Barclaycard, where he played like a shit spy. So he did a film series in the 2000s called Johnny English, which they're doing a Johnny English 4 movie. They're doing a 4th film. Johnny English is one of the funniest comedy films ever. He plays a shit spy, and it's brilliant. Mutiny on the Buses. I've never watched 50 Shades of Grey. I mean, it's more like an adult film. It's more of an adult film. I've never watched it. I know my mum has. Zulu, obviously great film. There was a cartoon film for Mr. Bean. Yes, they did that in the late 2000s. In fact, but the guy who played Mr. Bean, who played the live action and the animated Mr. Bean, he did a film called Johnny English. I think it's funnier than Mr. Bean. There's a scene in it where he puts a VR headset on, but he accidentally steps off this board, so he ends up fighting a guy in a VR headset, thinking he's being attacked because the VR headset is showing an assailant coming towards him. So he's fighting. He's hitting a guy with 2 baguettes, thinking they're nunchucks, with a VR headset on. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant film. Resistance. That's an absolutely amazing film. It's a true story. It's a story about a mime artist. No one checks on you when you hurt. Yeah, Schindler's List, amazing film. I swear, if you've never watched I Swear, it only came out last year. I cried watching it. It's a true story, and I cried. 12 Years a Slave. Hold on a minute. Hold on. I put that here. 12 Years a Slave is an amazing film. Well, I mean visually, the subject matter is horrible. It's a genuine true story though, which makes it even more shocking. Who's in that film? There's quite a few good actors in that film. Michael Fassbender, is that his name? Michael Fassbender. I can't say the lead actor's name. He's been in so much stuff, but I can't pronounce his name. Chiwetel Ejiofor, brilliant actor. Benedict Cumberbatch is in it as well. Paul Dano's in it. Brad Pitt, I think, is in it as well. It's a great film. Very offensive though, but great film. And it's obviously an amazing true story. Yeah, it's based on a true story. Solomon Northup generally was Solomon Northup, who was a free American. He was a music performer, and he was paid by some people to do some tours, to do some gigs in Washington, which New York was slavery was abolished in New York, but not in Washington. Because he went to Washington, they drugged him. Yes, Solomon Northup. They drugged him in New York and then sold him as a slave. And the saddest thing of all was he didn't tell his wife that he was going to do these tours. So his wife was waiting for 12 years to find out where he was. It's an amazing, amazing film. And then there's no record of Solomon Northup after 1853, so they reckon he could have been kidnapped and become a slave again. Which is why when Tibbets beats him in that film, it's because Solomon Northup is smarter than Tibbets, and he doesn't like it. It's a shocking scene. That scene's amazing. Paul Dano's an amazing actor, but I love when he gets beat the shit out of in that film. I love when Solomon Northup actually takes the whip from him and beats him with his own whip. I love that scene. Like, Paul Dano's an amazing actor. Yeah, 12 Years a Slave is based on a true story. It's based on a book by Solomon Northup. Solomon Northup wrote a book. He wrote a book about his experiences. And he even writes one of the people that owned him was a nice guy and actually cared about the slaves that they owned. It's an amazing film. I think it's Benedict Cumberbatch. Benedict Cumberbatch's character, Solomon Northup, actually wrote that he generally liked him and he was a nice guy. And that he actually cared about. It's a great film. What else? Let's go back to Movie Buster. What else is good films? I could talk about all these films. Here we go. Man with the Iron Heart. Man with the Iron Heart is an assassination film. It's a true story. Man with the Iron Heart is about the assassination of Reinhard Heydrich, who was basically the architect of the Holocaust. And the Czechoslovak resistance, the British basically trained them to kill him in 1943. This film's about how they killed him. It's an amazing film because it's an amazing true story about how they did it. Threads is one of the greatest films ever made, and it was made cheaply. We're gonna do some questions. Haven't heard of this. Yeah, Man in the Iron Heart is a film about how they killed Reinhard Heydrich, who was basically the architect of the Holocaust. They managed to kill him in 1943. And they killed him they threw a grenade under his car, because Heydrich used to always drive in an open-top car. So he died because they threw a grenade at his car and he crashed his car, and then they shot him. This film is the scariest film ever made. It's a true story about nuclear war. It's not a true story. It's basically a hypothetical what a nuclear war would feel like, and it's the most realistic film of all time. You know, most people would survive the nuclear blast, but they wouldn't survive the radiation. And it's the most harrowing film of all time. My heart was pounding for the whole film. It was that harrowing. The Dictator. We're going to go to more of a comedy now. The Dictator, Sacha Baron Cohen, one of the funniest films ever. He plays a fictional Middle Eastern dictator that's basically his sole purpose in life is he wants to destroy a country on the map that starts with I and ends with L. He wants to destroy a country, and the United States are threatening to bomb him if he doesn't hold democratic elections. It's one of the greatest films ever made. Yes, in fact, he is right. Aladdin's rant at the end of the film is right. Most dictators now are generally elected. Um, 12 Years a Slave. Civil War. Civil War is a good film. Civil War came out in 2024. And most people hated it because it's not really about a civil war, but it is an amazing movie. It's more about journalists. That film's more about journalists, so can you guys imagine being a journalist and having to go to a war zone and photo a dead corpse? That's what the whole film's about how journalists have to have thick skin and and become decentralized to violence to go and do to go and do that reporting. And it's an amazing film. But what makes it more draconian is that they based it in the United States. They based it in a civil war in the United States where a president has decided to disband the FBI, get himself elected to a third term, and now states of the United States are rising up against him. So Florida is fighting against the United States. Texas and California are trying to liberate the United States from the president together. Poor Things. I can't really mention Poor Things, so we might skip this because this is like an 18 rated film. War Horse. If you've never watched War Horse is a Steven Spielberg film, and it's one of the beautifulest films of all time. I cry every time I watch it. War Horse came out in 2011. And it's a beautiful film. It's actually... Let me try and find it a sec. It's on my shelf. Whoa. There, I've got it. It's behind me. Actually, it's next to Zulu. Haven't heard of that. War Horse. It's not really a true story, but it's based off a book. War Horse. It's basically about a horse that goes to war in World War One, because the British took a lot of horses with them. And it's about a young boy from Devon, which is basically Devon is southwest England. It's basically southwest England. I have been to Devon. It's beautiful. Devon is basically in southwest England. It's next to Cornwall, it's basically like how the US has states. It's basically like a state of the UK. It's basically a state of England. It's a county of England, but most of the film's set there, and it's a beautiful film. It's set in 14. But it's about a horse that goes to war. It's a beautiful film. Hello, I am Crate. Welcome to the stream. I flew around for a moment. Now we're going to go back in there and I can talk about more films. If you guys want me to. Because I basically put films that I like in here. 1984. If you've never watched 1984, watch it. It's a great film. The Book Thief. The Book Thief is an amazing film. It's about a young girl. It's about a young girl who basically likes books, but she also saves a Jewish guy during the war. It's a beautiful film. In fact, The Book Thief, and then we're going to go up to here, School of Rock. If you've not watched School of Rock, go watch it. It's probably Jack Black's best film. It's about he pretends to be a school teacher, and then he teaches these kids how to perform music. Goodnight Mr. Tom is an amazing film, and I'm crying talking to you about it on the stream, guys. Goodnight Mr. Tom is one of the beautifulest films ever made. I cry. I cry every time watching it. And actually, guys, you can watch this one on YouTube. ITV have uploaded the whole film to YouTube. Everyone go and watch it. It's about a young boy. It's about a young boy being evacuated to the country from the Second World War. So it's his first time away from his mother. It's his first time from outside London. And it's literally the most beautiful film ever made. And I can't rate it highly enough. It's such a beautiful film. It's an amazing film. Borat, subsequent movie film. So if you've ever watched The Dictator, basically Sacha Baron Cohen did a character called Borat. And both Borat films are amazing. He basically plays a Kazakhstani journalist who is not a Kazakhstani really. The reason he picked Kazakhstan to base this character is because he knew that Americans have never heard of Kazakhstan. So, in fact, the FBI even had a file on him. The FBI even had a file on him about a Middle Eastern man driving across the United States with an ice cream truck. Joe, how's your day? My day's absolutely amazing. How's yours? But yeah, the FBI generally had a file on Sacha Baron Cohen's Borat character because they were investigating a Middle Eastern man driving across the United States with an ice cream truck, which is just hilarious. 1917. If you've never watched 1917, the whole film is meant to feel like it's a whole journey. The whole film is meant to feel like you've just turned it on, and the camera's just not stopped. The whole film is meant to feel like you've. I'm sorry to hear that. 1917 is meant to feel like it's the camera's just been put on and stayed on. It's meant to feel like the film was shot in one day. Amazing film. Irina's Vow. Irina's Vow is ironically the actress is the main actress of this is the same main actress of the girl who played the book thief, only she's about 13 here and about 23 here. It's an absolutely beautiful film. There's a scene in it which basically made me contemplate whether to turn the film off. But I kept watching and ended up crying because of how good the film was. One Life. One Life is one of the beautifulest films ever made. What does vow mean? Vow means something like a wish. Basically, it means like a promise. So if you make a vow to someone, it means that you've made a promise. You're shaped today. Yeah, a vow means like a promise. So if I make a vow to you, that I'm going to stream Minecraft tomorrow, it means I'm making a promise. It's basically like it's a more old English word for promise. So Irina's Vow, One Life. Have you guys ever heard of the Kinder transport? They got automated. Yeah. Have you guys ever heard of the Kinder transport? I'd say probably not. The Kinder transport was a system that was made before the Second World War. Young children at risk of being persecuted by the Nazis, a group of people in London basically tried to save as many children as they could that were at risk of being persecuted by the Germans for their religious beliefs, their ethnicity, their whatever. And One Life is about the Kinder transport. It's about a man that was involved with the Kinder transport. He indirectly saved the lives of 600 children. And the whole film is about, in 1988, it came out, the whole film was about, in 1988, they tracked him down and found out what he did. Because for 50 years, he didn't tell anyone what he did during the Second World War, before the Second World War. Goodbye, No Name. Have a good rest of your day. But in 1988, 50 years after he did it, the film One Life is based on 50 years later in 1988. It came out about what he did. Nobody knew for 50 years about the contribution he made. In fact, that gentleman it's based on, he only died 10 years ago. He was 106. Nicholas Winton, that this film's based on, he only died in 2015. He was 106 years old, which, fair play. Saltburn. If you've never watched Saltburn, It doesn't need an explanation. It's one of the bizarrest films I've ever seen, but it was a good film. Hacksaw Ridge. Hacksaw Ridge is an amazing film. It's also another true story, guys. I think you guys are looking at this right now and thinking, oh, he loves his true stories. Hacksaw Ridge is a true story about a US soldier during the Second World War. When they were fighting at Hacksaw Ridge in Okinawa, Japan, this man saved 80 lives. He saved 80 lives by he spent all night lowering wounded soldiers until his hands were shredded from the rope. Oh, he almost snaps today. Braveheart. Braveheart is an amazing film. Yeah, Hacksaw Ridge is an amazing film. It's based on that. It's based on the life of Private Desmond Doss. People hated him. People hated him in the army because they thought he was a coward. But he turned out to be the bravest man alive. Braveheart is an amazing film, which ironically, these two are directed by the same guy. These two are both directed by Mel Gibson. Only Mel Gibson didn't give himself a role in this one. These two are both directed by Mel Gibson, which the only thing wrong with Braveheart was that there was quite a few bits of historical inaccuracy. He said, "Please, Lord, let me get one more." And every time he got one, it was, "Please, Lord, help me get one more." And then he in his accents, he found one that believed he was blind, and he took some water, wiped off the mud off his eyes, and then he said, the guy shot up and said, "Oh man, I thought I was blind." Amazing film. Braveheart's about Scotland. It's about William Wallace, who was one of the biggest leaders of Scotland against King Edward of England. It's an amazing film. What should we move over here? The Hobbit, The Unexpected Journey, obviously. Alright film. Could have been better. Wonder, which I've already mentioned. Whitebird, already mentioned. I Swear, I have mentioned. Schindler's List, I have mentioned. Independence Day. If you've never watched Independence Day, it's basically an alien invasion film, guys, where all of humanity has to basically unite forces to fight. The Darkest Hour. If you've never watched The Darkest Hour, it is one of my favourite films. It's also another true story. The Darkest Hour is about Sir Winston Churchill. It's about when he became Prime Minister. Because the day he became Prime Minister, France, most of the countries in Europe got invaded by the Germans. It's about how he weathered the first couple of weeks of his premiership. The Darkest Hour is about his first couple of weeks in office, because in his first couple of weeks in office, it looks like Britain was going to be invaded by Germany. But what Winston Churchill did in those few weeks made it impossible for Germany to invade Great Britain. So it's a film on how and what he did, because what a lot of people don't know is the fact that Winston Churchill, a lot of his own party tried to oust him in this time period. And then we got Dunkirk, which ironically I've put these two next to each other because The Darkest Hour is set just before Dunkirk. These two aren't tied or anything like that, but it happens to be that the ending of The Darkest Hour is Winston Churchill trying to save the lives in Dunkirk. Because Winston Churchill's first couple of weeks in office includes the Dunkirk miracle. Dunkirk, Christopher Nolan's film. Amazing film, guys. What does Dunkirk even mean? It's a place in France. It's a town in France. Dunkirk is the greatest miracle. It's the greatest miracle in history. The town of Dunkirk in France. Have you ever heard of the German invasion of France in the Second World War? What miracle? Have you heard of the German? Yeah. When Germany invaded France really quickly in the Blitzkrieg, the British and French soldiers got encircled at Dunkirk. Great Britain, it was predicted that Britain could only get 10,000 troops out. It was predicted that they could only get 10,000 soldiers out of Dunkirk. By a miracle, they somehow got 330,000 troops out. That's what Dunkirk. The miracle of Dunkirk is the fact that their predictions were wild. They predicted they could save 10,000 troops they somehow managed to save 300,000. They managed to save 300,000 British, French, Polish, Czechoslovakian troops out of France and back into Britain. The reason it's called a miracle, the reason it's a miracle, Tunic, is because if Britain hadn't have got all those troops out, then Germany would have invaded Britain. Germany would have invaded Britain if they hadn't have pulled those troops out successfully, because 10,000 British troops would not have been able to defend the whole of the United Kingdom. That's why they call it a miracle, because 10,000 troops wouldn't have saved the United Kingdom. It's actually an amazing film about how it worked. And the reason it worked was because the British sent fishing boats. Crazy. The Butler. The Butler is an amazing film. This is partially based on a true story. It's partially based on a true story, except the character's name is different. It's based off a man that worked at the White House for nearly 40 years. This is based... Whoops, wrong foot. This film is based on a guy that he worked at the White House as a butler from 1950 to 1980. He worked under President Eisenhower. No, he worked under President Truman, President Eisenhower, President Kennedy, President Johnson, President Nixon, Ford, Carter, Reagan. It's also a film about racism as well, though, because he worked there 20 years and he didn't even get a raise. He worked there for 20 years and didn't get a raise at all. It's an amazing, amazing film. But it's also about racism, because his son, he had to constantly fight his son because his son was radical. It's an amazing film. Yeah, but it's basically a film on the guy was black. So they back in them days, this guy worked as a butler in a times where like racial segregation was still in force. It's an amazing film. It's actually it's a tearjerker in some parts. Amazing film though, guys. Right, what's over here? Project Hail Mary. Project Hail Mary only came out in cinemas a few months ago, but I really, really enjoyed it. Planet of the Apes, already talked about that. Batman. We're going to talk about Batman 1989, which is one of the greatest Batman films. It's directed by Tim Burton, who did a brilliant Batman film. And I will admit, guys, I really love his second one, which his second one is the darkest thing I've ever seen. His second Batman film is so dark. It was so dark that he actually got sacked. Although I think his second Batman film is so dark. But it's an amazing film though, isn't it? It's an amazing film, and the only reason why he didn't get to do his third Batman film was because Warner Brothers gave rights to McDonald's to make shit for it. McDonald's basically paid to promote it without really seeing the film. And because they were promoting it, it meant loads of children wanted to watch it. And then when it came out as a 15, they couldn't. Children got upset. McDonald's got angry, and then they took Warner Brothers sacked Tim Burton. But it's not Tim Burton's fault. Warner Brothers should have said, well, McDonald's, it is a dark film. But I actually really like it. I actually really like the penguin in it. They should have stayed with Batman. Well, they did, really. Both Batman films were good, but the problem was it was more McDonald's. And then they did the third and fourth films that were, well, the third film's all right, but the fourth film was a disaster. And in fact, Joel Schumacher even apologized. Joel Schumacher even apologized because of how bad it was. Not many people in the film industry have the heart to do that, to apologize because of the film they made. Resistance is a true story as well. It's about Marcel Marceau, one of the most famous mime artists ever. He worked for the French Resistance during the 1940s, and it's an amazing film about what he did. Zulu, I've already mentioned Zulu. Mutiny on the Buses. Mutiny on the Buses is one of the funniest films ever, but it's just you wouldn't be able to watch it now with some of the shit they say. Mutiny on the Buses was in a time where basically you could get away with saying shit that you can't now. Like, they don't really say anything offensive. They just they take the piss out of women a lot. Like, they don't want to see women bus drivers. The whole film is about they've hired women bus drivers and they're trying to get them sacked. No, that's the first film. This whole film is just crazy. They almost burned the bus station down because they've heated up chips with the bus engine. But that was back in the time, though, Tunit. That was back in the time. When this film was made, they'd only just brought in the Equality Act in the United Kingdom. So the whole film is actually pro-equality. The whole film is pro-equality. The film is pro-equality, but in a comedy format. So they get the woman sacked, but then the woman get promoted. They get the woman sacked, but only for the woman to get offered better jobs. And then the women get better jobs, and they've got better jobs than the males. It was actually the whole film's actually pro-equality, which is really clever. Basically, it's a bit like Mel Brooks's Blazing Saddles. It's actually anti-racist. It's actually It's like Mel Brooks's Blazing Saddles. It's actually anti-racist, but they use racism to show how stupid racism was. But they used anti-feminism to show how it's wrong to be unequal, which is it's quite clever. But this film, Mutiny on the Buses, guys, is really funny. There's a bit with a phone machine. Where they have to test a new phone machine for fire safety equipment, and they break it to the point that the phone machine doesn't stop coming out. But there's a pit. There's an 8-foot pit, and it's filled up with foam. They can't see it, so a load of guys fall in it. And then they can't get out because the pit's like 6 foot deep. It's crazy. The guy in it, the main character is meant to be like early 30s. But yeah, they break it and then they say something, oh, that's too much, where's the handle? Oh, I threw it in the pit. How am I supposed to turn it off? And they're trying to turn it off, and then the boss comes out and there's just like a sea of foam across the floor, and they're just like, shit, I've left you. I think the boss even says, I think the boss even says in this scene, like, I left you guys for like 5 minutes. They just got a foam pit everywhere. But this guy walks out there, goes, I'll find it, and he just disappears into the foam pit. This is a really funny sequence. But one of them falls in, comes out like a snowman. It's just crazy. Some of the shit that they do. Hello, Ronan Cott. Welcome to the stream. It's a very funny film, guys. It's a bit outdated in some of its like comedy, but they did a second film. They did a third film, and it's all about them on holiday and some of the shit they do. A kid turns around and ties a guy's deck chair to the back of a horse, and then fires a toy gun, and the horse bolts. You know, Johnny English, great film. Doctor Who the movie. Doctor Who the movie is basically a filler between Doctor Who seasons. The Doctor Who movie was aimed at bringing back Doctor Who. Doctor Who was a TV series that ran between 1963 and 1989. They did a movie to try and bring it back in 1996. And then they brought it back finally in 2005. And then it ran on TV from 2005 to 2025. And then it's currently taking a break at the moment. So like a revival. Yeah, but it wasn't a reboot. They just brought it back. The whole idea is Doctor Who's a show that basically reboots all the time. So you can reboot Doctor Who very easily. Doctor Who's a show that reboots all the time because the main character changes his face. The main character can change his face. So the main character can changes his face every 3 to 4 years anyway. So the show is basically like a reboot. Every 3 years, the show is basically like a reboot. It's the same character, just a different face. It's actually really clever. In fact, because of that system, basically every 3 years, it's basically like a jumping on point. So you never have to watch any episodes before to see where it's going, because every season's like a jumping on point. Basically, they did it with the last season. They did it with the last 2 seasons. The last 2 seasons was like a jumping on point for new viewers. So basically, you didn't have to watch anything before, but you could also watch. But if you'd watched it before, you could also understand where it was going. It was like really clever. I think I've talked about every film in there, which I could talk about more films. The film Threads was shot for 400 grand. The Doctor Who movie's just come out on DVD. They've only just brought it out on DVD. It came out in 1996. They found the boxes recently, so they're bringing it out. How bizarre can it be? We skip one. How bizarre can it be? What show? Doctor Who? What film was I talking about? What was I talking about when I said it was bizarre? Like Doctor Who. Doctor Who can be bizarre, yeah. Doctor Who, because it's a science fiction show, it can be really bizarre at some points. They did a real bizarre episode where it turned into a musical. Oh, Poor Things. Yeah, I wasn't going to mention Poor Things. The reason I didn't mention Poor Things is like an 18-rated film, but it's basically like Frankenstein, except it's basically a child in an adult's body. So it's basically quite pornographic in some spots, but it's actually a really good film. It's actually quite funny in some parts. She finds out who she doesn't know anything about who she was beforehand. She doesn't know anything about who she was beforehand. So when she meets her mother's husband, doesn't know anything about him, and then he becomes an asshole. So she poisons him and then takes his brain out and then puts a goat's brain in his head. she basically improves him by she takes his brain out and puts a goat's brain in his head, which is just like I said it. That's why I said it's bizarre. It's an absolutely wild film. Apparently in Alaska they have this event called Fat Bear Week, and the fattest bear they run has a code name 32 Chet name it, and the render distance you need it to load in. Bloody hell. My friend made me and another guy once do a fat bastard league where we basically had to see who scored the most goals. Unfortunately, it was actually who scored the least goals. So unfortunately, I lost the fat bastard league. I lost the fat bastard league because I scored 4, they scored 1. We did. My friend made us do this fat bastard league. So me and this other guy, we it's so random. It's just really weird. In fact, the guy that directed that, Yorgos Lanthimos, he does some really bizarre films. He did a film called The Favourite, and that's pretty bizarre as well. But yeah, let me tell you, the Fat Bastard League was won by someone that's ridiculous. It's so guys, everyone should play the Fat Bastard League. Take a football and then see who scores these goals. I'll be back in a second. $32 chunk. I'm gonna call someone $32 chunk. That's a great name. 62 chunk. I have quite a dry throat. We should talk about other films, guys. What other film can I see on my desk? Jojo Rabbit. Jojo Rabbit, amazing film. It's actually really funny. It's fun. Jojo Rabbit is it's a satire. It's based about a young boy in 1945 who finds a Jewish girl living in his parents' attic, and he's like a devout Nazi. It's about a kid who's part of the Nazi youth, and then he finds a Jewish girl hiding in the attic, but he can't obviously he can't report it because if he reports it, it'll get him and his mum shot. He can't let her go. Miss me, Starlink, the weird name I changed a lot this time. It's alright, welcome back. I remember you actually, Starlink, I remember that. Welcome back, I do remember you. Yeah, great film, guys. Let me think of some other films. Guys, have you ever heard of Primeval? Have you? It's a TV show. It's a TV show. Have you guys ever heard of it? And I'm probably guessing not. It's a TV show that aired in the UK in the late 2000s. I can't remember how much it cost to make, but it wasn't a lot. I'm going to Google how much it cost to make, because I don't think it was a lot. Cost per season. Oh no. It cost £1 million per episode. I thought it was less. Primeval was brilliant. If you've never heard of it, it was basically a show that was done in the UK in the late 2000s. It was a show done in the UK in the late 2000s where basically anomalies happen and basically animals from the past can get through. So this team, they're like a secret police force. They have to go around and basically capture like animals causing havoc from the future, from the past. They're called in the first season they're called the Ark. What are they called? It was a very popular show in the UK. I forgot what the organisation was called. Oh, the Ark, the Anomaly Research Centre. It was run by a government official, James Lester, who was played by. It was played by Ben Miller, a very famous British comedian. Brilliant show, and it ran for 5 seasons. It's crazy. There's an episode. The CGI is amazing. There's an episode. I think it's season 2, but they have a Ark. Well, Ark can mean anything. It's ARC. It's the other way. ARC. It stands for the Anomaly Research Centre. There's an episode where a woolly mammoth comes through, and there's a woolly mammoth on the M5, which is a major motorway in the United Kingdom. It's a major highway if you're American. There's an episode where they've got to try and deal with a woolly mammoth on the M5. There's even an episode where a knight comes through. There's even an episode where a knight goes out to fight a dragon, and then a knight comes through. So there's a knight basically just wandering around like London. It's brilliant show. Really, really good. There's also another one called Prehistoric Park, and it was basically done by a real life zoologist. It was done by a real life zoologist. So basically, he did his own like fake documentary style thing where he goes back in time to rescue endangered animals for a zoo. So the guy that made it is a genuine zoologist, and he plays the main character. He plays himself. And I might watch it in a minute. I've still got it on DVD. It's from 2006, but he goes back in time, and it's basically a real life zoologist taking the piss out of himself. And he does they didn't even do a second season, but the book sales going good. I gotta be honest, I haven't really sold any this month. I sold a couple last month. I didn't really sell them. Amazon gave a couple away for free to promote it, but not really sold any. But that's it's kind of true. It happens. I get that a lot, but it's one of those. I believe it's because my promotion's not good. Wish you the best. Thank you. Yeah, this show called Prehistoric Park is bizarre. There's only 6 episodes. Oh, I found it. It's on the shelf. I can't remember what company did it. As seen on ITV. ITV used to do some bizarre TV shows. Basically, ITV did Primeval. They did Prehistoric Park. Basically, Prehistoric Park's like Jurassic Park, except it's a real life zoologist, and he pretends to go back in time to like different places and rescue endangered animals. And all the people that are in it are all real life zoo people. It's bizarre. If you've never watched it, guys, please watch it. It's bizarre. So the zoologist, the cover is the zoologist running away from like a woolly rhino, but there's nothing there. It was CGI. Well, they nick a dinosaur. They go back in time and they nick a dinosaur they nick a T-Rex. They go back in time and they rescue two T-Rexes from moments before the asteroid hits. It is a wonderful show. It's funny. Yeah, the UK used to do some bizarre shows. Have you guys ever heard of The Fast Show? The Fast Show was a comedy show in the UK, and they used to take the piss out of Spanish TV, because Spanish TV in the 80s used to be really bizarre. So they took the piss out of Spanish weather reports. Basically, the lady just suddenly goes Scorchio, Scorchio, Scorchio after talking about how hot it was, and she just goes Scorchio, 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 and just puts hot weather everywhere. And today the weather is going to be Scorchio, Scorchio, Scorchio. But this comedy show, they used to take the piss with everything. The guy that played Ron Weasley's dad's in it because he's a comedian, and his characters are funny. That sometimes happens though in film. I mean, the UK doesn't bring out that many films. The UK brings out films, but it's mainly a lot of American Hollywood films shooting in the UK. It's the same as Bollywood, though. I think Bollywood's the same. A 1 terabyte SSD used to cost 50 quid. Now it's 250. I think that's been the same for years, though. Still, there's different topics. It depends what's popular, though, Tunic. It depends what's popular. It depends what's popular, so... It's kind of like McDonald's, you know. In the US, you have McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, and those are the main three. But in other countries, it's different. It depends on what everyone likes. The UK tends to like a lot of true stories. The UK tends to like films that are based off real people and true stories. All the people watching TV in Turkey. But you've got to think that as well. 20 years ago, you wouldn't have been watching TV. You wouldn't have been listening to me talking. On this stream. You'd have been listening to like a genuine TV show. TV shows are becoming... A lot of people aren't watching them anymore. Which is sad, because TV's amazing. You know, TV for years, like... TV, it used to be about how many people can we get watching. So there's an episode of Doctor Who that had 15 million people watching at the same time, which is The Voyage of the Damned, which is an amazing episode. And because of how big Doctor Who was then, they managed to get the biggest singer in the world at the time on the show, which is just crazy. The biggest singer in the world in 2007 was Kylie Minogue, and Doctor Who managed to get her as an actress. Which back then that was seen as a massive steal, that they managed to convince the most popular singer in the world to get on the show. There's 6 movies. I haven't, I'm afraid. There's 6 movies of it. Yeah, is that 6 different movies or like 6 films of the same thing? Because sometimes you have films made in different countries called the same thing. Have you guys ever heard of Let Him In. Have you guys ever heard of the film Let Him In? It's from... It's a film from 2010. 6 sequels. Yeah. Have you ever heard of Let Him In? It's an American film from 2010. It's a vampire film. It's also a rip-off. It's also a rip-off of a Norwegian film. Or is it Swedish? It's also a rip-off of a Norwegian film. Was it Norwegian? Let the Right One In. It might be Finnish, actually. No, yeah, this is Swedish. So Let Him In is basically Let Him In is the film Let the Right One In, but remade for an American audience. So the guy that directed the Swedish film was asked whether he'd direct it in English for an American audience, and he didn't want to. So they got a different director to do it. They got Matt Reeves, the guy that did the Batman film and Planet of the Apes, the sequels, the reboots. They got him to direct it. And yeah, there's a film. Let the Game Know I'm Not a Human. Well, Let Him In is basically it's a very weird film. It's basically a love story, but the girl don't actually love him. The plot follows a 12-year-old boy who befriends and develops a romantic relationship with a child vampire in Los Alamos, New Mexico during the 1980s. Thomas Anderson, the director of the original film, turned down the opportunity to direct. They changed it from Stockholm to Los Alamos, and they renamed the characters. But the intent was to keep the film similar. But yeah, it's a really dark plot. Well, the Swedish film's much darker. The Swedish film's much darker. So the Swedish film is much darker. She doesn't actually love him, but the American film, that he loves him. We're going to talk about every movie. What we could talk about hundreds of movies. I've watched thousands. I could talk about every season of Doctor Who, my favourite characters, my favourite Doctor Who episode. Actually, we should talk about my favourite Doctor Who episode, guys. My favourite Doctor Who episode is an episode called Midnight, which, to this day, nobody knows what the monster from Midnight is. Because you don't actually see it. It's basically it's a creature that lives on a place where there can be no people, where no one can live. And it's also based on... And the creature just possesses people in a bus. The whole film is set in a bus. The monster of that episode is actually claustrophobia, because the whole film takes place in a bus. It takes place in one room. But there's some great episodes. And if anyone wants to know anything more about the films I love, guys, I have launched a film podcast on a different channel where I will talk about films. I've already talked about a few. I've talked about my favourite films from 2026. I've talked about my favourite Doctor Who episodes. And I want to do some more episodes, I just haven't had the time to shoot. Am I planning to make a movie? I mean, I'm always planning to make a movie. I have got a short film I want to film. I just haven't got the chance to write it yet. I've got like a psychological horror film I want to write. I've got a psychological horror film I want to write. It could be. I mean, that would be cool, wouldn't it? I could actually do that. I could actually do that. I want to do a thing about a murderer, so I could actually have it that blood trickles down onto the book. Quite creepy, really, the doll maker. Could be the doll maker. Doll maker, blood trickles down onto the book. But I'm also a bit of a... I'm also got this idea that every short film I want to do, I want to stick my teddy elephant that I've had since I was 1. I want to stick him in the background of every film, so basically you guys have to like spot him. I've had this teddy elephant for 23 years, so I'd love to have him. It's like a little cameo thing, a little Easter egg that everyone like tries to find. Like Gumball's clown thing. Well, I actually nicked it from a YouTube channel I like. They put their teddy in the back of every shot, and I really like that, and I think it'd be a cool like Easter egg thing. See, like you have to spot it. But sometimes it could be part of the plot. Sometimes it could just be in the background. So I did it in Colophobia. I did it in this film, which I just will put the link of the film in, guys, because I can't show it on stream or I'll get demonetized again. Well, not demonetized, but the stream will. Whereas the stream will get me. The stream won't get anything from it. I'm going to put it in. It wouldn't be bad. Yeah, I like it. I think it'd be fun. I'm going to put my filmmaking channel, guys, into the stream, which this short film I did, guys, was was really hard to do. The planning was very, very hard. The planning for this short film I did, called Colophobia, which is a clown short film. It was a clown short film. I had to play the clown because I bought a clown suit that was too big. I bought a clown suit that was far too big to wear. I needed a clown suit for this short film, so I ordered one. And then I thought nothing of it, and then I googled what I bought just because I'd forgotten. And I suddenly realised, oh shit, I bought it 2 sizes too big. I'm like, this is gonna be really baggy, and this is going to look shit. And what do you guys think happened? Everyone on this stream, because there's 8 of you, what do you think happened, guys? Everyone on here, what do you think happened? What the... Did I put the wrong link in, guys? Let me just remove that. I just realised I didn't put the channel link in. Link's not pressable. Oh, it's because you're on phone. It's because you're on... Are you on phone? It's because you're on your phone. If you are on your phone, which I think you are. Link Yeah, you can't press links on your phone for some reason. But if I put it in my community tab, guys, you can find it on there. I've put the link. I put the link in. It should link. It should work. Yeah, I do apologize. I put it in my community tab. How many people have watched this stream? 182. It's quite impressive. Thank you, everybody. I was going to watch Qatar, but I can't be bothered now. Oh, who's winning? Who's winning on Qatar? I can't spell. Qatar World Cup. Canada are 3-0 up after 40 minutes. At half-time, Canada are 3-0 up. Switzerland beat Bosnia 4-1. That was half. Oh my god, they scored. Fuck me. 5 goals were scored in in the last 20 minutes. Back, well, I'm back. Yes. It's the one with 154. So yeah, that's it. It's the only Crystal Blue Films channel. It is the only Crystal Blue Films channel. Yeah, I did a clown short film, and I ordered the clown suit too big to fit because I ordered it. I ordered this clown suit, which I needed a clown suit for this film, and I inadvertently ordered it at double XL, which is double extra large, guys. And I thought, shit. I thought, oh god, like this is going to be too baggy now. The FIFA Cup is a disaster. Yeah, I think it's too many teams this year. I think it's too many teams. Like 32 is enough. Like 48 is just overkill. But yeah, so this clown suits. So I'm like, shit, this clown suit's going to be too big for me. And I'm like, oh shit. And then it turned up, I put it on and I could barely get it on because it was too small. I could barely get it over my chest. It was that fucking small. New York went crazy. Yeah. In fact, I couldn't even wear trousers. With this clown short film, I couldn't even wear trousers because with trousers the legs wouldn't fit. So it was like, oh god. What made it worse though was it cost 30 quid. The clown suit actually cost 30 quid. To buy all the kit for this short film, it cost me 60 quid. And then the clown suit turned up and then it was too tight. In fact, I ripped it. Which is just really, really funny. I actually ripped the clown suit blazer, which is why when I film, I ripped it in. That's just so expensive. Yes, well, it was expensive, but the £30 one was slightly better. There was like a £10 one, but it didn't look very good. It didn't look scary. It didn't look scary, but the colour wasn't very good. The £30 one looked more creepy, it looked more scary. But I had to buy shit separately, so the coat and the actual suits was together. The gloves I had to borrow from somewhere. The mask and the wigs were £8 each. It was actually, saying that, it was like 40 It was like £50. The clown's 40. The clown suit was 30, and then the wig, the two wigs were 8, and then the mask was 8. It was like 40, but with some of the other stuff I needed, it came to like 60. But it was crazy. But to spend 30 quid on a clown suit and then rip it because I'm fat, which was just, well, it was funny, but it was embarrassing. Basically, I couldn't stretch my arms out enough, so when I jumped up for a scene, about 60-70 pounds to make, because I used my phone. I shot it with my phone. The only thing that cost money was the VR headset, which was 14 quid, and then the suit and the props cost me about 60 altogether. So it cost me about £70 to make. But I had to get. I wasn't when I studied film. When I studied film in university, I wasn't shown how to like get funding. So I basically used my own money to make it. It was a fun film to shoot though. There's just a lot of footage that didn't make it in. There was some footage that didn't make it in because I just. Well, the VR, I don't even know if the VR headset works. Actually, it's under my desk. Yeah, it was crazy. I don't even know if the VR headset works. It was just a cheap one. It was basically the cheapest one I could find. I only wanted a VR headset for the end and reveal, but it was a good film. It was a good film to shoot, but if I were to reshoot it now, I would do a lot of things differently. I was shooting it for a uni assignment, so I only had 2 weeks to make it. I would take longer. So congratulations, thank you. There's some footage that didn't even go in it because I didn't like the footage. There's a sequence that I didn't add because the clown starts dancing and jumping. There's a scene I did and I didn't put it in because the clown starts jumping and dancing. And because of how the camera was, all you could see was like my belly fat jiggling from side to side, and I'm like, it looked horrible. I could just see my overweight belly just like moving every sequence, every scene. So this dancing scene I just took out. This dancing scene where the clown hops after the camera, I took it out because it just made me look really fat, which I still have it. My friend edited it. My friend edited these two scenes, and my friend edited these two scenes that I showed him, and he made it even worse. Basically, every time that my belly jiggled, he basically zoomed it in. So basically, there's about 100 jiggles. There's about 100 times where in this sequence where I've moved and like my whole like body's jiggled. So he's basically zoomed it in, and basically that scene zooms in about 100 times in the space of about a minute, which is kind of funny, really. It's kind of funny, but he zoomed it in about 100 times every time that I moved. It zooms in, which is kind of stupid, but he found it funny. Although the music he added was funny. The music he added was really, really funny. And then he added a scene from Family Guy. But I enjoyed making that short film, and some of the dancing sequences in it were funny because nobody knew I could dance. Nobody knew I could dance, and the clown dances really comically. Family Guy. Oh, there was a clean where they mentioned so much clown, and a word that starts with P and ends with orn. There's so much clown, and my friend added that at the end. Yeah, so my friend just made a meme out of it, which is kind of funny, but to be honest, everybody was kind of funny. I'm probably going to... I wanted to build something, but it became more like a comedy. Well, it was only 2 sequences. It was only 2 scenes. But that's why my friend will... If my friend edits a sequence that I know I'm going to get... I know it's going to be turned to shit. Me and my friend, actually, guys. Me and my friend once did a fighting WWE scene, and it's called Climate of Joke Beatdown. And I watched it back recently and realised that how much I changed. This bit, this little clip is from about 8 years ago. This like short film is from about 8 years ago. I almost couldn't recognise myself, which is kind of funny. I couldn't recognise myself. Imagine that. Oh, I've got cramp. I couldn't recognise myself in this scene. Now, it's because when this scene was shot, that much of a change. I was I was quite skinny. I was quite skinny in this scene. When I was younger, I was quite skinny, so it was kind of like, look, it was looking back at someone that's basically put on a load of weight in his late teens. So that's why it was just a really crazy change. Was absolutely mental. Yeah, I'm the only one talking. That happens sometimes, though. But the reason I mean that I changed so much, guys, was because I put on 45 kg since then. When this like YouTube video was from, I was probably only about I've probably put on 45 kg since shooting this video. So looking back at it, it does look crazy. Looking back 8 years, it was slightly mad. But that happens. When you see yourself, it's crazy when you see an image of yourself and what you look like 10 years ago. What year are we in now? 2016? Can't believe we're in 2016 already, guys. 2026, sorry. I will say on here, I was fat all along from now to childhood. Yeah, but I was very skinny when I was younger, then I gained weight and got bullied for it, which is kind of stupid, really. fact, we're not going to put anything there. We're not going to put a road there. But it depends. What does bullying get you in return? No idea. But then I had it in two ways, though. I had it in two ways. When I was like 14, I was very, very skinny, to the point that people used to walk up and just grab me and lift me up because I was so skinny. So I practically became somebody's arm workout, which I did have someone pick me up and throw me, which was not nice. It was also because I was short as well. Surprisingly, I got called a midget quite a lot. Which, well, you look crazy skinny. I was really short when I was younger. I was like 5 foot when I was 13. So I was like 80 pounds. It's midnight. It is. I'm gonna end the stream in a minute. I am gonna end the stream in a minute. But yeah, I used to be really short. Why are you live? Well, I went live around 9 o'clock because I was busy yesterday. So I thought I'll continue stream for a bit. But yeah, on this. But bullying's mental. Like, I've always thought this, but why bully? What benefit do you get from bullying someone? It is 8. It's 8 past midnight for me, guys. But I'm happily streaming, so I'm going to continue for a bit. UK time zone, yeah. I'm going to happily stream for a bit longer. But yeah, bullying's horrible. It's 2 AM for me. Yeah. It's just turned. But he's a cool UK guy. Isn't everybody... I mean, isn't everybody cool? I mean, being cool doesn't have a country. Being cool doesn't have an expiry date. Never seen a UK YouTube. You've not been on YouTube long enough. Jesus, the amount of that's crazy. That's like mad, really. Hello, Zane Tunes. Welcome to the stream. So I'm gonna go this way. This is the only UK YouTube I need, to be honest. 15 years, not long enough. That's crazy. You've been on YouTube 15 years. Fair play. You've been on YouTube longer than I have. But that's crazy. You've never seen another British person uploading content before. My recommendation is trash. I didn't even think you were. I gotta be honest. I didn't even think you were 15. I thought you were around about 15. It's a long time to be on YouTube. I have a lot of people who watch the streams now, and it's like, it's alright. Thank you for watching the live stream. I have a lot of people now that watch my streams and they're like 13, and like my YouTube channel, like they're the same age now that I was when I created this channel. It was a great chat. Thank you for talking. Roller coaster. Yes, we finished the roller coaster. In fact, we'll go on that world in a sec. We are going to end the stream soon because I have been streaming for 3 hours. I hope everyone loved us talking about films on the stream, because I enjoyed it. Remember it? I do remember the roller coaster because I spent hours building it. In fact, we'll go to the roller coaster. I have a lot of... It makes me feel old now, guys. How many hours have you got from this stream? YouTube doesn't tell you that anymore. Well, actually, no, it does. 194, which is how many people have viewed the stream, times 5.38, which is how many minutes people have watched on this stream. That's 1,043. So 1,043. No, 1,043.72 minutes. 2 hours. Everyone on this stream has watched for the equivalent of 17 hours. Which is good. Thank you, everybody. We got to get up to 1,000. We got to get up to 4,000 again this year to stay in the YouTube partnership program. So that's part of the agenda, is to make sure we stay in the YouTube partnership program. Which I don't actually earn anything from YouTube, but it's nice to be part of something. I don't get paid by YouTube, guys, because I don't really get much. I don't really get many views, so let's pop onto the survival world, which we were on for most of the stream. $195 people have watched the stream. Fantastic. So we're gonna go and get on the roller coaster then. We are gonna have to be careful because in case a mob comes and attacks us, which, oh shit. Can you not get the version on the home screen? What do you mean, the version? Like the legacy like the legacy edition? The legacy edition you cannot, because it's been taken off the eShop. Yeah, the legacy edition you can't get off the eShop because it no longer exists. Minecraft story mode. I've never played story mode. I never played it. If I go this way... Oh shit. I've got to try and get to... I've got to try and get to the roller coaster. That we have no problems now because that creeper's stuck over the water. All the other mobs around here are slowly dying. Apart from this one who we've just absolutely destroyed. There we go. And got the XP levels. So we're going to walk to the roller coaster because the roller coaster is not actually that far away. There it is. It's just coming into view now. It's absolutely gigantic. There we go. Right, we're going up. So this is the roller coaster. This is the first time we've done it with clouds for a while, so I didn't realise clouds do actually go into. So we go into the cave. Ooh. We go into this we go into this purpose-built cave, and I've even put the ores here to make it look like an ore area. We go into here now, we turn around, we come through this nether related area right here, and if I go into here, we go into this water related area, then this cave, and I've just saw we went past a creeper ultra quickly. Then we go down here into this mob related area, then we go into here. Let's hope there's no mobs in this bit, or then we really will be screwed. There we go, we've got to go up, 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 up. You've really got to have your finger on the button here to really go through. Yeah, they are faster in Bedrock. They're faster in Legacy. They are faster in Legacy. Here we go. I didn't realise that the clouds, this actually goes through the clouds. I didn't have clouds on for months. We go up through the clouds, we go back down through the clouds. And then we have to go up. We go up here. Then we will drop back down. Then we'll go back up. And then you can just see the clouds here. Wow, across here, the snow globe there. Now we go down again, we go down, 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 down really fast. And then we go wee, then we go whoa. Then we go through here. And then we slow down here, then we start going up. Now we start going up again. And you can see some of the cool builds here. And hold on a minute. We drop. We drop again. And then we go up again. And we go up through here, through the cloud here. The roller coaster. Yeah, the roller coaster is huge. It takes you about 3 minutes to go through. And then we drop. We go around again. We pick up some good speed across here. Now we go down, then we go up again. Now we go along for a slight bit. Now we shoot down. We shoot down. We shoot down again. And we go down. And then boosh, 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 boosh. Roller coaster. Done. 17 people joined your live stream and chatted. Yes, they did, but also as well, 198 people watched this stream totally across the whole stream, which is amazing. So I really want to thank all of you for that. So thank you. And I probably will end this stream in a second because I have been streaming for 3 hours. I've been streaming for 3 hours and 24 minutes. So thank you ever so much, guys, and I will see you all in the next one.